Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So with module 25 we can obtain a new companion, the Demonic Servant. Something to note is you will only be able to obtain it within module 25. So now is your chance before module 26 launches within a month or two. You obtain it through the Zen market. So yeah, you will need some of that premium currency either through the exchange or your own pocket money. In the companions tab here, you should be able to buy it. Now it has a cost of 1,500 Zen, like we see with the honey badger and the owl just here. Now through invoking, you can get a 25% discount via the celestial bags. So if you are interested in getting it, make sure to get it with the discount. But again, be aware this companion will only be available while module 25 is active. But we're going to go and test the companion, see how good it is. Is it worth picking up like the Shadar-kai Witch was? It was pretty well worth it, since now it does pretty good damage and will help you a lot in solo questing, especially if you're on a paladin and need something to give you a bit of damage to help you in these areas. So let's see how well the Demonic Servant does compared to some other options. So we go to a group of enemies and we aggro them, and then our Demonic Servant, you can see, starts using his abilities and burning the enemies. We'll have a quick look again. Go to this group. I won't do anything, just see how well this companion does. Maybe position for a bit of combat advantage. And yeah, he still takes a while to kill a group of enemies. It'll help a bit. He does have some nice ability to immediately start burning the enemies if we summon him here. And then go to the next group. You can see his immediate is a big burst of fire, but it's centered on him and not that big. So depending on positioning, he could do good or he could do terrible. You can see he definitely takes a while here, and not my top pick for an AoE damaging companion. We'll show some data in a little bit, but let's just do a quick eye-to-eye comparison. We take Regis here, and we go to the next group of enemies, and let's see how well he does. He does have a big area burst right there. You can see he's already chipping down their hit points below half, and he can get rid of them a lot more successfully. But he's still going to take some time, and well, he is one of the best, and AoE companions are not as good as they once were, that for sure. Another one, I would take over the Demonic Servant, the Shadar-kai Witch that I mentioned, but no longer obtainable, so you either have her or you don't. That's about it. She has the ability with these hands. When the enemies are grouped up, she can just do a ton of damage to them, and if you have good positioning and have grouped them up enough, she can just absolutely annihilate an entire group. We go to these guys. She uses her big ball ability, and then she goes to do her hand, which is there, and you can see she just killed all of them because they were grouped up and they all got hit multiple times with the hand. So the Demonic Servant I wouldn't rank too highly, and I'll take my companion test document and we'll rank him here compared to some others. But we're doing that via the training room, which is a test where you can get an equal comparison versus all the companions. So what I do is summon these dummies. With all 6 of them, we then let the companion attack. This guy's pretty aggressive, and otherwise, yeah, he's not going to move to get combat advantage. Rarely any of them do, other than some assassins who'll teleport behind, and he'll just do his damage. We're not going to position for combat advantage because that can create an unfair test. And yeah, just imagine we're AFK and we just have to let this guy kill all the enemies. The quicker he does it, the better he is, the more help he's going to give me. And well, he's not exactly that fast. And over here we can test versus just single target damage. We do give him combat advantage this time because in boss fights you'll be able to much easier get the positioning correct. So we can see his maximum single target damage. So back to the companion document. Let's add him here in the single target. He's a multi-target companion. His maximum hit was just over 85,000. And his DPS then, just again against the boss, single target, was just over 25,000. So not great. We can sort him with single target damage and well, he'll end up in 70th place. We go to AoE damage. Again, he's fully multi-target. He didn't move for any combat advantage there. And his maximum hit was just over 53,000 with his DPS just over 25,000. So in terms of AoE damage companion ranking, yeah, he's in 4th place there. In some scenarios, you'd be better off taking an Earth Archon. Just be aware of his area of attacks. The Demonic Servant does have a decent area. Like you see when he uses the blast ability, he's damaging everything around him. And you can see the radius is 20 feet. And that versus, let's say, a Regis who has his whirlwind with a radius of 30 feet. So he can hit a bit more. And on top of that, deal a lot more damage with his maximum hit over 200,000 versus the Demonic Servant only at like 50,000. You can see this is the chest here of the Demonic Servant in single target, where he's just attacking one enemy. And then in AoE, when he has multiple targets, yeah, his DPS doesn't really change. It's still at like 25,000. But yeah, he's an option. He's viable. He helps a bit. I just wouldn't spend the Zen to get him. If I can take back my purchase, I totally would. He wasn't worth it. However, the part that he is worth it though is the extra currency. You can go and you can slot his equip power right here and he'll give you highborn status. This allows you to gain 10% extra currency for the Menzoberranzan campaign. And yeah, we got to do a lot of grinding with that campaign to get all the currency. There's a lot of valuable things you can get via the currency as well. So it can be well worth the 10% extra. Saves you a bit of time, but it's up to you if that's worth it or not. He's not that great of a companion. If you have Regis or Shadowkai Witch, well, they'll definitely outperform him. If you don't, he is probably the 3rd best option. Yes, okay, on my chart it shows the Earth Archon, but their DPS is very similar, and the Earth Archon has some very small areas with his damage ability, so it's unlikely he's going to hit everything. The Demonic Servant has a bit more of a bigger area, so you can more reliably hit enemies when they're spread out. But that's about it. The best AoE damage companions right now is totally the Shadowkai Witch or Regis. It's just, yeah, Regis really expensive because he's no longer available. People bought him from the Zen market and are just reselling him, and the Shadowkai Witch just not obtainable anymore. So your 3rd best option is indeed probably him. Having a look, some other options here, you can see them for yourself. Like Suna, not too bad there. Abyssal Chicken, not too bad there. Splinters, they do fairly decent. But with that, a special thank you to all these channel members for their added support. And we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.